Okay guys, it's January 23rd. We're back on the Cadillac project. So I got the new trunk floor brace welded in place. I ground this surface and that surface to bare metal. Sprayed it with some weld through primer, masked it off, sprayed some undercoating in here. I had to touch up a spot right here with the welder real quick, and then I sprayed some weld through primer. It kind of gets discolored when it's on the undercoating. But so anyways, so the brace is in, brace is done. Now I've got the trunk floor brace. I got my holes drilled where I got it marked where that trunk brace is gonna go. So I got my holes drilled for my plug welds, and then I ground it down to bare metal. Couple quick spritzes of some weld through primer. You can kind of see how I got it ground right here. I didn't grind all of it because you only need a little bit around the spot weld because, I mean, we're not burning that much heat into it. And then I'm doing where the brace is going to be in the way. So this is the bottom of it, so it'll get flipped over. I will be spraying some under like that edge with my thumb because that's going to get plug welded from the top. So once this dries, I can flip it, and then we'll get that in place and welded. And that's pretty much where we're at with this thing. It's been kind of slow going. I've had a lot of other things cooking around here. I had to rebuild a motor for my brother-in-law for his pickup truck, and then I had to rebuild another truck, and then I had to rebuild the wife's van and the wife's car and the kids' car and everything. So, and the plow truck. So it's been busy, but we're back on the Cadillac project. Hopefully we'll have some videos coming out every week. All right. We got the trunk floor brace welded in. You can see where that's where I had the holes for the plug welds. And then we got stitch welds, or butt welds going along here. Some more plug welds. Here's the brace. This is the last piece that gets welded in here. It'll get plug welded here. It gets welded across here, across the top. So I have it. I have the backside. I have the backside ground around where I'm going to be putting my welds, and this is going to get that weld through primer, and then this is going to get sprayed with weld through primer, and this will get welded in. It's all going to get sanded, and then I'm going to do a coat of epoxy on all of this, and then I'll do the bottom as well, and that'll finish up the trunk floor. I still got to do some grinding and stuff on the bottom, but once we get this all welded up, then all it is going to be is DA it, scuff it up. I'll probably just I'll probably clean up that minor rust. We're not worried about the whole trunk floor here. I mean, it's got some rust here. The owner of the car is going to do that. So I just have to focus on this trunk floor. And then we're on to blocking. And we'll get the rest of this thing blocked out. And hopefully you're going to be painting it here in a couple of weeks. So stay tuned. Alright, so we got it all ground down. You can see I got this whole rear pan primed, all epoxied, and then up inside here you can see trunk floor turned out all right. There's no filler. You can see how nasty the factory booger welds are on this side. And come over. I guess you can't see because it's got so much like undercoating and stuff in it. But anyways, once this is all dry, then this seam is going to get seam sealed, so you won't see any of that. All of this is going to get seam sealed, so you won't see any of that, because there's going to be seam sealer that goes from there all the way across, and then up this side and this side, and then there'll be seam sealer that'll go along there, seam sealer that'll go, seam sealer will go along here, and then we'll get it back behind this with a straw on both sides. And then, yeah, then the trunk floor is done as far as me. He is going to do all the rest of the stuff inside the trunk. So that's as far as I got to go on this. And then underneath, he is going to take care of it. Unless, I guess, things change and then he asks me to take care of it. But as of right now, I don't have to take care of it. So we got this rear pan. So this should be, fingers crossed, I think, the last coat of primer or anything on the body. So now the next video for next week will probably be sanding all the jams, blocking the quarters, the rockers, and I'm brainstorming on how I want to go about painting this thing. I might jam it, and then I can do, so I'm thinking of jamming the car and painting the rocker, and then, you know, I'll have some sealer and some color on the quarter right there. But then I can jam the doors, and I can hang the doors. I can back tape the backside of the doors, and then on the quarters, all I got to do is I can tape right up along this seam. I can make, so then there's no tape lines. I hate when you get a car, I hate seeing a car that got painted and you open the door and there's a stupid tape line like right here going all the way down. It just drives me nuts. Otherwise, I'll jam the doors. I have to jam this. I cannot paint that post with the doors on because the shape of the doors with the door open all the way, I cannot get in there. So I have to get paint on that. And I'm not going to just paint that and then whatever. However, I guess looking at it, I could probably just paint this and then do a tape right along here and just mask this thing off. But I still have to get to the back side of the door, and the rear door on this thing is kind of funky. So whatever, I'm gonna jam it and we'll go from there. So, you know, I'll get paint up and around the windows and up along, you know, I'm gonna basically paint like a foot all the way around this thing. And then I can hang the doors, and then I can paint the quarters, the roof, the doors, the fenders. And then I think I might paint the hood separate and the trunk lid separate, but I don't know yet. This car is so big. Part of me wants to just do it all at once, but it's such a big car and I haven't painted anything like this. I haven't done a job this extensive since I had my head injury. And I just don't know if I'll be able to handle painting all of it at once. I mean, the hood on this thing is like 6 feet long. I mean, it's crazy. It's like a tonneau cover on a pickup truck. So, and then the quarters are like 6 feet long. So, I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, for today, we're done for today. We got the rear cleaned up. We got all the rust taken care of today. And then I got it epoxied. We got the trunk floor epoxied. We got this little stubby brace welded in. And this back weld here, we're just going to pretend, in front of my thumb, we're going to pretend like we didn't see that, because that weld isn't very pretty. But it's all going to get covered up. The interior of this thing, this actually all gets carpeted. The trunk floor gets carpeted, and then there's these cardboard panels that go in here, and we'll clean it all out. And you guys will see as this thing progresses. It's going to start moving pretty fast, hopefully. So we'll try to keep the videos coming. I hate doing videos. It's just time consuming to sit back and record and then edit and have like 30 subscribers. It's kind of, you know, redundant, but I've already started it, so I at least have to get this Cadillac project done, and then we'll see if I have more viewers, then I'll show the next project. So, all right, man, until next time, guys.